First, how to help your mind. Planning it. Next day before going to bed. This is another combination. Please note it down. Why planning is important? Why do you think so, guys? Okay. When I plan my day, I'm already aware what is to be done next. If I'm aware what is to be done next, I will be doing those tasks without taking any stress. Because what do I mean by planning? When you're planning out something, it that you have thought of all the shortcomings, all the possibilities, all the positive, and then you have planned. Now, when you will do the task, you will not think about the outcome of it. If you're not thinking about the outcome of it, because you have already thought about the outcome and made the plan, right? So when you're not thinking about the outcome of the work to do, you will be able to do it with full mind. You're concentrating and being in the movement, but that will only happen when you plan your day. Okay? So this is another combination, and we'll come back to this how to find all those things and get a good life. Next thing is journaling, path towards spiritual development. Journaling is something which is very important. Why? In a day, to write what you are thankful about, what you are happy about, and what bothered you about the day is going create self love. Now you will be like, oh, I don't believe, don't understand. In a day, your mind is having multiple thoughts. Some thoughts which are beneficial for you, some thoughts which are bad for you. How do you know that these thoughts are right or wrong? And who is the person who can judge or correct it? Nobody other better than you. When you are in the habit of journaling your thoughts, you are actually removing the space, you're creating space for the brain to do things on a priority. Things which bother, they bottle up. When they bottle up, you try to put it under the carpet or compress it and put it in your body somewhere. Now, there is a very beautiful book to understand this concept known as Your Body the Scope, where it tells that all the shocks and traumas in your lifetime creates a physical form in your body. Now, if you do not address this, this will turn into a physical illness. Same to same way, if your mind is going through something which is they are happy about, sad about, or something which is bothering them, if they do not write it, how will you find solution it? So first thing is you need to write down what you are feeling. Once you write down out of these feelings, you are the thinker of your thoughts. Understand this. You are not what your thoughts are. Your thoughts are made by you are the thinker of your thoughts. If you can think good, you will be able to make good life. Now, this is where the law of attraction comes, and this is where the science behind the law of attraction comes. What does law of attraction tells? What you think is what you attract. What you are is what you attract. Right? What you think is what you attract. That is the first step. But then you believe, then you become what you are, and you will attract that thing. So just thinking is not going to help. The actions on that is going to help. But thinking is the first step. Now just understand the science behind it. Once you are doing something, your subconscious mind is able to see and register everything. This subconscious mind is making a program in the body. Program. This situation we have to do this. Then this situation we have to do this. Why? Because your subconscious mind is trying to protect you from any harm which will come in its way. That is the way a fear is inculcated. Fear is something to protect you, but a fear is also something which is limiting you from your growth. How will you identify your fear, your limits by not addressing yourself? The only way to address yourself is to write what you're feeling. Once you write down the feelings, you are looking at from a third perspective. When you look at from the third perspective, you understand, oh, these are the things which are bothering me. If these are the things which are bothering me, what is the priority? Just that. Now, when you have written, your brain has the liberty to forget these things. It is very important. Once your brain has the liberty to forget these things, now it will make space for the solutions to your problems. Your brain will now make a prioritization list. how it will make it apne aap, it will make it automatically. Once you have listed down the issues, there might be number of issues. The brain has now your eyes have read it and your conscious mind has gone through it. Oh, these are the issues. Once the conscious mind is reading, of course that is getting registered in your subconscious brain. When it's getting registered on your subconscious brain will now work towards the solution, because it knows the problems which are there is already written in a book. Even if I forget, even if there is no conscious recall to it, the person can go back to the book and understand what was bothering it and work upon it. But what has happened when you've written down, it has given a space to your mind to think about the new possibility, right? So journaling is very important. Getting my point, guys? So as I said, planning is important for the next day. Journaling is important for what has happened today and what you're feeling. Okay. Once you have done the planning, you will be able to go on an automatic life. What do you mean by automatic life? It's already done. What you're going to do at what point of time, what is to be done, what is non-negotiable. How to make a plan, that we will learn later on. That is there in this course. But understand why planning is important. There's a scientific reason to it. Once you plan, you do not have to think during the actions. That is the biggest problem in today's time. Attention deficit, not able to give attention to what you want to do. But once you have planned, you know that what you are doing, the result you already know. Okay. And this is where the power of positive mind helps you. Okay. Positive mind does not mean that you are not going to suffer from any adversities or any negative issues. Being positive helps you find opportunities even in your worst days. Remember, guys, the biggest discoveries and the biggest inventions has happened when the person was going through a very tough time. But the only frame of mind which can help you identify those opportunities is a positive mindset. So when you journal your thoughts, when you plan your thoughts, when you plan your day, you are outbound to have positive thought. Books which I would recommend to understand this topic is to read Secrets, which I have come across people that many people have read Secrets. So there is then a 50% thing that some people think it's very beneficial and some people think it's all bogus. So to get an evidence of how your subconscious mind works, how Secrets works, please read a scientific book which is known as The Power of Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. And you'll understand the importance of and journaling and day planning. Okay. Now let's move on to the next slide. Another combination, another small technique, food recording. What is food recording? As I said earlier, the food that you eat goes in your gut, and your gut makes you feel the way you feel in your brain, right? So if you start noting your food, the food which you ate today, and you write down the mood by the end of the day, how you were feeling, you will now be able to incorporate those foods in your day routines. You're getting my point? Food recording is basically keeping a tab on what food you had today, just writing your mood by the end of the day. How was your mood today? It need not be what the physical circumstances. I'm telling you again and again, guys, happiness is a state of mind, right? How it is a state of mind, we will understand later on. But why food recording is important? Because there is a gut brain axis which has been scientifically proven. If you are having good food, your gut will feel good. If your gut feels good, it will make your brain feel good. So on the days if you're feeling low, just go back to the foods which you had. If you are having something, if you're having the right food, then you are already doing journaling and day planning, right? Again, these are all the techniques which I'm telling. Need not cooperate all the things at one go. You can do this at your own pace. Now let's go to the next point. The next topic: how to help your mind by doing mind coaching. Mind coaching is something which everybody wants to do it, but they do not know how to do it. And there are people those are not aware that they need mind coaching. What is mind coaching? Mind coaching is that you start thinking the way you think because of the situations and surroundings you have been. I'll give you a very beautiful example for this. There are two people, those who are going to the same stage of life, means which they are at same age and they are at same and they are learning all the same things. But one person is having positive mindset towards it. Okay, suppose a teacher gives an unannounced test. One child is happy about it, one child is sad about it. Child who's sad about it is not prepared for the test. Okay, it is a very sudden thing. But another person who is so happy about it is also not prepared for the test. But why is he happy? He is happy because he's taking it as an opportunity to understand how much he's aware of the subject final examination for. A sudden test is a way to understand for me that what is the level I am and what improvements I need to make. This person is not scared of failure, not fearing failure. But do you think this is something which they have imbibed from their childhood because of their birth? No, I have not told you any history, any background behind these two kids, right? These two child. It's just the thoughts they have built up because of the surroundings. Now, to change, you cannot change your surrounding immediately, but you can change the thoughts in your mind immediately. When you change the thoughts in your mind immediately, you'll start believing it at one point of time. When you will believe something, when your thoughts are something which you want in your life. I want a car. I want something. I want a healthy gut. I want a healthy life. The other thoughts. Then these thoughts are made into an affirmation. They become a belief. A belief then makes you trust that if this happens, I will actually get this. If I am able to do this job, I will get this money, I will be able to buy this car. If I do this combinations, I will get a healthy gut. I will get a healthy gut. I will be able to eat food outside, right? So when you do these affirmations, this belief is created. And once this belief is created, you will automatically work. Why you will automatically work? Because everybody should know this thing. There is something known as catch 22. Okay? An example of catch 22 is that it says if you do a task B, then task A will be done. But the reverse is also true. If you do a task A, the task B will be done. For example, if you're feeling a low in your mind, if you're not feeling good in your mind, go for a walk, go for a run, and your mind will feel good. But there are people those who will say that I will go for a walk when my mind feels good. So both the statements are true, but you need to identify what works for you. So writing down the thoughts is the easiest way, because when it's in there in your thoughts, you will see through it in your uh, daily life. Like this thing which you're seeing, this thing which I'm touching right now, is my vision board. I've written thoughts over here. When I see through these thoughts, every day I'm making plans. My brain on the subconscious level trying to do this. So help your mind by doing mind coaching. What is mind coaching? When you have journaled, you know the problems. When you have problems, sit in front of the mirror and tell yourself, oh, this is what is bothering me. I want to change. So what is a positive thought I can build to make your own positive affirmations? As I told you before, guys, that this is something which is very much practical, very much easy to do, but you have to do it. Nobody's there to do it for you. The intention of making course is that the person becomes self-sufficient of taking charge of his life.